Okay, welcome back. We finally hit double digits. Today's day 10. Let's get ready for today's message and focus. And again, let's try to make this a part of our lives and share the idea with your spouses, your friends, and let's develop it. Here we go on to today's message. There's a story told about the famous violinist Itzhak Perlman. Perlman was in New York to give a concert. As a child, he had been stricken with polio, so getting on stage, even that, is no small feat for him. He wears braces on both legs, and he walks with crutches. Perlman labors across the stage slowly until he reaches his chair. He sits down and begins to play. That night, as soon as Perlman appeared on the stage, the audience applauded, and they waited respectfully as he slowly labored across the stage to his chair. He took his seat, and he signaled to the conductor to begin. No sooner than had he finished the first few bars, there was a loud twang. Perlman had snapped one of the strings on his violin. At that point, Perlman was enough towards the beginning of the piece that he could have stopped the concert, asked for a new string, repaired his violin, and started all over. But that's not what he did. He sat quietly for a minute, and then he signaled to the conductor to continue where he had stopped. Now, Perlman only had 3 strings left out of the 4 to play his solo, and he was able to find some of the missing notes on the adjoining strings. However, where that wasn't possible, he had to rearrange the entire piece. He had to rearrange the music in his head in order that it would fit and work with the piece. Finally, when he rested and he put his bow down, the audience sat for a moment in stunned silence. And then they rose to their feet and they cheered wildly. They knew they had been witness to something extraordinary, an amazing display of human skill and ingenuity and creativity. Perlman raised his bow to silence the audience, and he said as follows: "You know, it is the artist's task to make beautiful music with what you have left. It is the artist's task to make beautiful music with what you have left." When Moses first meets God, God tells him he wants him to bring the Jews out of Egypt. Go to Pharaoh and tell them, "Let my people go, that they may serve me." But Moshe doesn't want the job. What does he say to God? He says, "Lo ish dvarim anochi." I'm not a man of words. And he's very focused on what he can't do. He's focused on the 4th string that snapped. But eventually, what happens? Moses somehow, despite what he may think he lacks, manages to overcome, and he gets the Jews out of Egypt. He completes that task. Envy is a result of us wishing that we had something that someone else has. When we're not happy with the tools that God gave us, they're somehow insufficient. We're not smart enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not thin enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. And we become so focused on what's missing that we become jealous and envious of others. Or we feel that we don't have esteem. We don't feel good about ourselves because we feel like there is something missing. And we're so focused on the snapped string, we forget to realize that we have 3 intact strings. And this is a very important idea, that if God gave you skills, he gave you talents, and he wants you to use those to serve him, to serve God, to serve humanity, to be in service of others. He wants us to use what we have, not to worry what everyone else has, but we need to look within ourselves, look at our skills, and focus on what we have and not what we don't have, and utilize them. You don't need to be someone else. You just need to use the tools that God gave you, and you'll be able to play beautiful music. That's it for today. Again, wishing you a wonderful day from the amazing Holy Land of Israel, offering you our deepest blessings. Have a great day as we go out with the wonderful, inspiring music of Rabbi Shlomo Katz, my next door neighbor.